where the legends play. Willie 1550 and 98.7. Hello there, my name is Kenny Graves, and in the studio with me right now, at 6'3", 250 pounds, he could be a pro wrestler, he could be an NFL defensive end, but he is a very popular and talented singer and songwriter, Jeff Canada. Jeff, appreciate you coming in, brother.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me.
He made the road trip. I requested an interview, and he's like, let's just take a day where I can come in. So it's kind of nice, man. This is about 3 in a row I've had in studio. So first off, Jeff, how are those Anderson Bean elephant boots? I've never heard anyone that owned elephant boots.
They're good. They're a little bit tight around the ankles, but I think they'll loosen up on me. You can't find them. That's the problem. You can't find them anywhere. My brother bought them for me for my birthday, and they're loosened up pretty good. I think I like them.
I've never seen anybody a regular person I know that's not a big-time celebrity that would own elephant boots. So that's pretty cool, brother. Very cool.
Yeah, my brother loves me.
A couple of other things now before we get to your career. How was the trip to Steamboat this year?
It was good. It was eye-opening for sure. It was nice to be up there surrounding myself by all my peers and hanging out with those guys. I didn't realize how many people knew me in the industry, which was pretty cool. Just people stopping me and talking to me, and it was really, really people I haven't met before, which was really, really cool.
For folks that don't know, Steamboat, Colorado is now every January. It's the place to go if you're a Texas Red Dirt music fan, because that is the huge thing. Everywhere you look, there's an artist playing live. Every bar, every nook and cranny in that town, right?
Yeah, it's insane. Like 30,000 Texans go up there.
Yeah, it's a huge annual event. People are now planning and doing their vacations that way.
Yeah.
So very good. Glad you had a good time with that. Now, Jeff, I know you hate onions, but do you use onion powder at least as a seasoning?
No onions. Never, ever, ever. There's never a reason to use onions in anything. For anything.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Can't argue with you because you're taller and heavier than me, so I'm just going to sit here and go, okay, no problem. Well, what is the oldest version of Madden football you've ever played?
The very first one.
92?
Yeah, and before that it was Joe Montana's football.
Yeah.
So absolutely, I played Madden. There were 3 things that kind of shut my brain down. One was poker, one's riding a motorcycle, and one is playing Madden. And I don't ride motorcycles anymore, and I don't gamble anymore. So Madden it is whenever I need to just clear my head.
That was my go-to as a young man as well. 92, when it came out, I had a Sega Genesis, and that was the good old days. Just a few buttons on that controller, not like today. But yeah, okay. I saw that. I went way back stalking your profile to do some research and saw that. I'm like, got to ask about the Madden. So,
that's funny.
do you know back in the old games, if you hit 256 points, it would never go up after that.
Oh, really?
You keep scoring, but the score would not go higher than 256.
That's funny.
Just so I thought that was a cool little factoid you'd like.
There were a couple good football games on the Sega Genesis.
Oh, yeah.
Mutant League football was pretty good. There was some good stuff, for sure.
That was a little ahead of its time back then. Sega was the thing. And one last thing before we get into your career. In the dishwasher or in your drainer by your sink, do you put the silverware in facing up or facing down?
Facing up.
Okay, just checking. Well, I know you're pretty particular about how you do things with the dishes.
I'm not, but my girlfriend says that I am.
Oh.
So she thinks it's amazing how I'm able to Tetris things and stack things.
It's a talent, brother. It's a talent. Well, how early now did you take an interest in music?
I've been involved in music my entire life. I remember doing in kindergarten or first grade, I did a solo at one of our, one of the programs that we did. So I've really been on stage my entire life in some way, shape, or form.
And you like all sorts of genres, but who were your early musical influences?
First, Michael Jackson is
MJ.
a huge one. Bon Jovi, Def Leppard, then Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, and then, of course, the Willie and Waylon and Johnny Cash, Vince Gill, all those earlier country stuff that I grew up on. But I'm all over the place, man. I listen to everything. I'm a Pantera fan, everything. What music is good.
Yeah, good music that speaks to you is just good, right?
Absolutely.
Well, how old were you when you had your very first paying music gig, and where was that at?
I think that I was around 19, maybe 18, and it was at a pool party.
Okay.
And it was all covers, and it was It was horrible. I still have a VHS of that somewhere. And, you know, back then we couldn't afford PAs or stuff, so we're singing through 2-channel guitar amps, and it was not good. It was not good at all. But, hey, you know, it's fun.
Well, getting to the songwriting now, how early did you start writing?
So I started writing at a really early age, and I started putting some stuff out. And I had some cool shows back in the early 2000s with, like, Blue October and Dishwalla and some bands like that. But then, you know, life took over and just kind of got out of music altogether for a long time. Just worked in the oil field, and then decided, hey, let's get back into this and start doing it again. And it's been a fun ride so far.
All right. Now, I know you and your girlfriend write together some, but aside from her, do you prefer to schedule time to write, or do you like to wait for inspiration?
It's a little bit of both for me. When I'm writing a record, like I am right now, I'm currently writing a record, and my goal's 20 songs in 10 weeks. That's the goal. What I do is I schedule time every day to sit down and actually write, and I have a routine I go through. But when I'm not writing an album and I'm just then that's whenever the inspiration comes, and when I'm writing, I'll put out a single or something like that from what I record. Just depends really on the situation, but mostly it's scheduled time.
Okay. Well, tell me about the band, the Hummingbirds. Now, how and when did that come together?
It's the Honeybirds.
Honeybirds.
Honeybirds. I hired this young kid out of San Diego, California, named Eris Weathersby, and he moved down here, and I kind of want to make it, you know, where the boys have ownership in the band somewhat. And so we were just trying to come up with a name, Jeff Canada, and then I was trying to do a little play on the birds and the bees. And so it just came up, Honeybirds, and I kind of did some research, and there's nothing out there that's even near it. So I just snagged it up, and just been playing with that for like the last probably 4 or 5 months.
All right.
For the full band shows.
Your guys Texas boys, or are they kind of from all over?
Eris is from San Diego, California. Lincoln is from Oklahoma, and Philip is from Vidor, Texas.
All right. Home of George Jones.
Yeah, and Mark Chestnut, who's playing with us in Montgomery here next month. Bunch of people. Mark Chestnut, Clay Walker, Tracy Bird.
Beaumont boys,
yeah. They're all from Vidor.
All right. Well, where were you the first time you heard one of your songs on the radio? That's always a big deal.
I'm trying to remember when it was. It was before I was really pushing my own thing. I released a song called Backseat Rendezvous, but it was like a funky version. And my friend is a radio DJ up in Jackson, Michigan. And he played my song on the radio, and he sent it down to me and told me, and I listened to it on the app. That was the first time, but that was kind of planned. The other time was whenever I first launched Too Far Gone in 2021, and driving, me and my kid were driving, and we did the whole video and look, my song's on the radio kind of thing, which was pretty cool. So yeah, those are the two times that I really, really remember.
All right. The latest single was called Blame It On Me. Tell us about that track.
Yeah, that one is, I wasn't going to release it to radio. I was just going to release it to Spotify, but people have talked me into doing another radio promo on that song. So we're going to be releasing that to radio, I think, in March. It's basically a song that is, it's out to those people that judge a lot, and hey, if it makes you feel better at night to blame it on somebody else, you know, your crappy life, then blame it on them. You know, blame it on somebody else, and you can, and that's basically what it's saying is you can blame it on me. That's fine. I don't mind. I can take it and have fun with your judgment because I'm living my life. That's kind of what it's about.
Absolutely, I can get behind that. That's a good it's a good theme. Now, I did see you have some new merch. So, what all can fans get, and when can we get a link on the website?
That we're currently in the works right now is trying to get the online store up and running. Right now, you can just pretty much buy it at shows. So get a ticket to a show and come hang out with us at shows. But soon we're going to have the online store up and running. It's just kind of been on the back burner just with all the crazy things that have to be done.
And tell us a little about the newest merch you got up.
We just got some Jeff Canada and the Honeybirds shirts with the Lucky logo. Lucky is a song I released last year. And it's just in time for St. Patty's Day, so it's green. It's got the rabbit's foot and the four-leaf clover and all that stuff. So it's a pretty cool shirt. And then we always have new hats. We have different designs of hats at almost every show. Other than that, it's just the normal Jeff Canada shirts. But the new Honeybird shirt's pretty cool, I think.
Excellent. Now, I've seen on your social media, and we talked off air, you're considering jumping in and doing a podcast. So what's your vision for that?
Yeah, I kind of want to do it. I see a lot of people doing them, and they're having fun. And my problem is I have a lot of stuff to say and no real outlet to say it other than coming on interviews and also in songs, And I have a lot of stuff to say. I have a lot of conversations I want to have with people of all walks of life, not just musicians. It's going to be kind of like just have a conversation with whoever. You can come do an episode with me.
Love to.
We'll have a good time. But yeah, I want to have all kinds of people. I think it'd be really cool to have some band members' families on there and talk to their kids or talk to their wives about their them dealing with us artists and those kind of stuff. I think that'd be kind of cool. Just all kinds of stuff, man. Just have conversation with people.
And you're, like you mentioned earlier, your songwriting, you're working on the next album. You're trying to do 2 songs a week on the writing. What are you looking at time-wise? End of this year, early next year?
That I don't know. My goal is to write 10 songs in 2 weeks, or 10 songs and 20 songs in 10 weeks.
Yes.
I'll get the math right in a minute. 20 songs in 10 weeks is my goal. I have a couple of them already written. It's weird because this time what I did is I actually picked the song title already, and I've already picked the title of all 21 tracks.
That's
20
unique.
Tracks.
That's unique.
I don't know that all of those will make the record or what we'll do with them, but it's kind of giving me a goal it's a goalpost to try to hit. That's really what the goal of it was. And what I've really found out is people really enjoy being on the entire journey of the creative process, not just the day you release a song. They really like the behind the scenes in the studio, and I've gained a lot of fans by putting out stuff like that. So what I'm trying to do is I'm gonna try to document the entire process and keep everybody involved, and who knows, might even have some fan help written songs like I did Monsters on my last record. It was kind of a joint venture with fans on the internet, which was kind of cool.
Well, that's a good concept, and it's a great way to bring new people aboard.
For sure.
New ears on the product. And you play a ton of shows all over the place. So do you have a favorite venue or event that you've played live at?
Man, there's been some really good ones. Do-Si-Do in the Woodlands is probably my favorite venue to play. I did my album release party there in 2020 and sold it out, and since then they just treat me like family, and I kind of go in there and see other people's shows, and it's just a really, really good listening room that's a lot of fun. And that same thing for as far as the event. That was one of the coolest shows I've ever played in my life. I mean, that was the first time I ever played in a room where there was 450 people that were there just to see me.
That's excellent.
As opposed to being on, sometimes we'll play in front of 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 people, but we're opening for somebody, and it's just not the same as when people bought tickets to come see you play specifically. But I just had my birthday party at Sawyer Park Ice House in Spring, Texas, and that's a really, really cool venue as well. So I have a lot of favorite venues. Goose's Acre is a small spot. I played there every Wednesday for like 15 years. And so
it's like a second home.
Yeah, so every now and then I go back and do a small show there. But yeah, there's great venues all over the place, man. Texas is a really, really cool state if you play music.
It's music friendly for sure.
Definitely is, for sure.
A thriving industry here. Now, I know of one of yours, but give me 2 venues that are on your bucket list to play.
Bucket list. Well, Green Hall, I think, has to be there. And then Red Rocks is the ultimate.
That's the one I knew of.
Yeah, Red Rocks for sure. But really, I think the really, really big one, and only because I'm I'm from here, is Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion. To be able to play that would be...
Well, you're pretty established.
Would be crazy.
That would be a big place to sell out.
We recently almost had an opportunity to open for a couple bands there, and we just missed out on it. And so, but it'll come back around.
The way things are going for you right now and snowballing, it seems like every month, just new stuff getting bigger and bigger. I think it could be a 2023 year for Jeff Canada.
Well, I sure hope so.
We're going to think that.
We need it.
You're also going to be playing at the 11th Annual Texas Birthday Bash here in beautiful downtown Navasota. You'll be there Friday night, March 3rd. For folks who have not seen you play live yet, what can they expect at your show?
It's a rock show. We definitely do some country. We do country. We're a country band, but we're not scared to throw some Pearl Jam in the set or Beastie Boys in the set or something like that, just to kind of surprise everybody. So it's just high energy. It's a high energy, just fun, goofy show. It's we don't take ourselves too seriously. We try to have fun with the audience. We try to have fun with each other on stage. That's pretty much it. Just go out there and rock out and have a good time. And
you've actually played acoustic here a couple of times in Navasota at the fairgrounds for the True Blue Foundation, correct?
Yeah, there, and also Rel and Rye as well. Yeah.
They always put that up, and I miss it. I'll have to get with Chris. I've got to get some kind of notification ahead of time. But also, the rooftop over there is a fantastic place, and hope to get you back. That would be great.
Yeah, I think I have a few shows already booked there in 2023. But yeah, the True Blue Foundation has been great. I've become kind of family with them, with Charlie Diggs and all those guys. It's just a really cool organization, and they've kind of welcomed me in with open arms, and really glad that I get to hang out with those guys and do those things.
Because you, like myself, you have a deep abiding love for our law enforcement, so it's always good to help support the people that keep us safe, right?
Oh, 100%, man. All love and respect for those guys. Most of the time.
Oh, yeah, 99% of the time, unless they're behind you on the highway.
Unless those lights are back there, then who knows?
Well, good. Well, Jeff, tell fans where they can keep up with you and your career online.
JeffCanada.com is the website. It's got the calendar, has everything, but merch, obviously, which we talked about. And then I'm very, very active on social media, on Facebook and Instagram. I just recently made the decision to leave TikTok, so my page is still there. You can go look at the stuff. I'm just not going to be posting anything else there. But yeah, I'm really, really active on Facebook. But if you could follow me on Spotify, that's a big one. Mm-hmm. We definitely need the Spotify listeners, because that Spotify is kind of the gatekeeper now.
Yes, to get you into bigger venues.
Yeah,
yes.
So definitely Spotify. But JeffCanada.com has all the information you need.
And you can also be looking maybe in the future for his podcast. Got a little everything going on. Also for the Texas Birthday Bash, get your tickets at texasbirthdaybash.com and be listening and following our Facebook page. We'll have tons of chances for you to win, free chances to go. It's coming up March 3rd and 4th in downtown Navasota. Jeff Canada, brother, I appreciate you coming over, man. It's great to catch up.
For sure. Thank you so much, man.
Pleasure was mine. For Jeff Canada, I'm Kenny Graves on Willie 1550 at 98.7.